Hello and welcome. This is Aso TV News. Many thanks for joining us. I am Tina Oje Achu, and we sincerely apologize for bringing you the news a few minutes behind schedule. And now the headlines. President Tinubu pledges hope and reform as Nigerians celebrate 65th Independence Day anniversary. FCT Minister congratulates residents on 65th Independence anniversary, flanks off Atira Road in Kaura District. Nigerian Immigration Service commences enforcement against visa defaulters, and President Tinubu describes northern Nigeria as heart of national growth. And now the news in detail. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has assured Nigerians that the country is on the path of recovery as it marks 65th years of independence. In a nationwide broadcast, the president highlighted economic reform, security gains, and youth empowerment as the pillars of his administration's renewed hope agenda. In his address, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu paid glowing tribute to Nigeria's founding fathers, describing them as visionaries who dreamt of a prosperous, united nation. He noted that while the journey has been turbulent, the resilience of Nigerians have kept the country together through civil war, dictatorship, and political crisis.
The promise of our independence has been tested by profound social, economic, and political challenges, and we have survived. While we may not have achieved all the lofty dreams of our forebearers, we have not strayed too far from them. In 65 years since our independence, we have made tremendous progress in economic growth, social cohesion, and physical development.
The president said his administration inherited a struggling economy in 2023, but chose the path of reform by removing fuel subsidies and ending multiple exchange rates. According to him, these tough measures are now yielding results, with inflation dropping, foreign reserves rising, and GDP growth outpacing international projections.
The promise of our independence has been tested by profound social, economic, and political challenges, and we have survived. While we may not have achieved all the lofty dreams of our forebearers, we have not strayed too far from them. In 65 years since our independence, we have made tremendous progress in economic growth, social cohesion, and physical development.
On security, President Tinubu commended the armed forces and other security agencies for what he described as decisive victories against insurgents and bandits across the country. He said peace has returned to many communities in the northeast and northwest, and pledged continued investment in the nation's security architecture.
The officers and men of our armed forces and other security agencies are working tirelessly and making significant sacrifices to keep us safe. They are winning the war against terrorism, banditry, and other violent crimes. We see their victories in their blood and sweat to stamp out Boko Haram terror in the northeast, IPOB ESN terror in southeast, and banditry and kidnapping.
Turning to the youth, the president said young Nigerians remain the country's greatest asset. He pointed to initiatives like the Student Loan Fund, consumer credit schemes, and the IDES program as clear evidence of government's commitment to empowering the next generation of leaders.
Under the Social Investment Program, to support poor households and vulnerable Nigerians, 330 billion has been disbursed to 8 million households, many of whom have received either one or two out of 3 tranches of the 25,000 naira each.
President Tinubu acknowledged the pain caused by ongoing reforms but urged citizens to endure, assuring them that the future holds promise of a more prosperous and severely reliant nation. He called on Nigerians to support local production, pay their taxes, and put the country first in their daily choices. As Nigeria celebrates 65 years of independence, the president's message was one of cautious optimism, a call for unity, sacrifice, and renewed commitment to building the nation of our dreams. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Nyesom Wike, has congratulated residents of Abuja on the occasion of Nigeria's 65th independence anniversary, calling for unity, reflection, and collective action to build a stronger nation. In his Independence Day message, Barrister Wike paid tribute to Nigerians' founding fathers for their sacrifices, urging residents to uphold the ideals of brotherhood and patriotism. He described the FCT as the symbol of national unity and stressed the need for citizens to live in peace and harmony despite differences. The minister highlighted achievements of the FCT administration under President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, citing progress in road construction, rehabilitation of schools and hospitals, support for farmers, and empowerment of youths and women through micro, small, and medium enterprises. He assured residents of continued investment in infrastructure and public services to improve living standards. Barrister Wike also appealed for peaceful participation in the February 2026 area council elections, urging residents to vote responsibly and avoid violence. He pledged collaboration with security agencies to maintain law and order while encouraging citizens to remain vigilant and report suspicious activities. Looking ahead, the FCT minister expressed optimism about Nigeria's future under President Tinubu, saying the administration is committed to prioritizing citizens' welfare and driving sustainable development. He called on residents to remain supportive and faithful to a vision of a greater, more prosperous Federal Capital Territory. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Nyesom Wike, has flagged off the construction of Atira Road S1 in Kaura District, describing it as a strategic project that will boost Abuja infrastructure and enhance Nigeria's chances of securing the bid to host the next Commonwealth Games. Barrister Wike at the ceremony on Tuesday said world-class road networks were critical to Abuja's readiness for international sporting event. He stressed that visiting evaluation committees would look out for basic infrastructure before granting hosting rights.
I hope you are aware that Nigeria is bidding to host the next Commonwealth Games. And it will be difficult for us to achieve that if we don't have good network of roads, that when the committee comes and they see that the basic infrastructure is being provided, that gives us a leeway to be given the hosting right of the Commonwealth Games.
In her remarks, the FCT Minister of State Dr. Mariam Mahmood described the Kaura project as a demonstration of President Tinubu's commitment to infrastructure renewal and better living standards. She said the road would improve accessibility, attract investment, raise property values, and enhance public safety in the district.
I stand here with deep appreciation to His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for his leadership and vision in infrastructure that directly improves the lives of our people. So also His Excellency, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory Administration, His Excellency Mr. Project, for his consistent drive to transform Abuja into a modern, functional, and also an inclusive city. Thank you, Mr. Project, sir. And also together we build not just a road, but also a pathway to a brighter future for Federal Capital Territory and Nigeria at large.
The minister explained that beyond sports and international visibility, the project would improve emergency response, particularly for the FCT fire service. According to him, the new road and its 3-span bridge would enable quicker deployment of fire trucks to incident scenes across the district. The FCT chairman of the Nigerian Union of Teachers, Comrade Abdullahi Mohammed Shafa, has facilitated with teachers in the Federal Capital Territory on the occasion of Nigeria's 65th independence anniversary. Correspondent Abdullahi Mukhtar completes the story.
In his message, Comrade Abdullahi Mohammed Shafa commended teachers for their resilience and commitment to providing quality education despite various challenges, including issues affecting their remuneration that led to strike action.
You are aware from the starting of this year, the profession has been in a very serious problem with the government of the day, that which has to do with their remunerations and some rights that were denied them. And as God will have it, because of that struggle, we went on strike for about 12 to 14 weeks. Thank God that strike has yielded result for the entire primary school teachers in FCT.
Comrade Shafa praised the FCT Minister Varisa Yesun for his effort in resolving some of the teachers' issues and expressed optimism that the remaining challenges will be addressed.
We are still battling with the remaining 4 months of the new minimum wage areas. That too is in the pipeline. So we are believing that this year's 1st of October is going to be a good thing to the teachers, the pupils, students of FCT. I equally want to commend him for the bold steps he has taken in ensuring that infrastructural decay in our schools will be adequately taken care of.
The FCT NUT chairman emphasized the importance of prioritizing education, describing it as the bedrock of national development. He urged the FCT administration to give teachers their due recognition and support, noting that teachers are willing to remain in the classroom.
When you look at the teaching field in the teaching field in the FCT, over 686 teachers sat for directorate cadre promotion exams. About 468 passed, but vacancy declared were just 20. Now these people that have passed, what do you do with them? Some of them have stayed for over 5, 6, 7 years in on one grade level. They are supposed to move ahead. Give them the directorate cadre. Give them their director. Let them remain in the class.
Comrade Shafa concluded by wishing all teachers in the territory a happy independence celebration. Abdullahi Mukhtar, Aso Television News.
Nigeria's Aviation and Aerospace Development Minister, Festus Keyamo, has congratulated citizens on the nation's 65th independence anniversary. In his message, he praised the
independence anniversary. I wish to convey a message of renewed hope and optimism.
The minister highlighted 26 years
despite the challenges we have faced as a nation, we continue to march
defended the government
towards greatness.
Economic reforms, saying
this milestone marks 26 years of
calling all Nigerians to embrace hope and work together for national progress. As the clock marks 65 years since Nigeria gained independence, the story of the nation remains one of contrasts, of triumphs interwoven with trials, of resilience side by side with insecurity, and of national pride existing amidst political and economic challenges. The question lingers: is Nigeria destined to remain imperfect, or are these struggles part of its slow journey towards growth and maturity? In this Independence Day special report, Daniel Obi takes to the streets to gauge the pulse of the Nigerians and capture their reflections on a nation at 65.
Nigeria, we hail thee. A national call to duty continues to inspire mixed feelings. For some, it is a song of optimism.
I believe that this country will still reach a promised land.
For others, it rings hollow, a lost cause in the face of persistent challenges.
You say it will be better. What time? What time? Nothing is getting better. Nothing. Nigeria is not getting better. Like seriously.
In short, Nigeria don't tire me.
Even though the angel come down from heaven to rule this country, Nigeria cannot change.
The responses painted a complicated picture of Nigeria's reality, while some recalled the so-called good old days, contrasting them with present struggles. Others believe the nation's best years still lies ahead.
So far, so good. It worst. Because as I did, I'm 49 years old. When I'm in primary school, they used to at least carry at least Milo, one truck we come with Milo. We carry our waiting, take away cup. 2 I school in Jos. If I tell you, say from back till now it even works, not bad. It works, it works. Because all their leaders, they don't know where to start. I can say it. They don't know where to start because they're not ready to sit down. How will we start? If you even go look our economy nowadays, even look Nigeria money now, that our naira, if not even they value again. If you go to Cotonou here, where they are using their server, what they are using, even when I pass Nigeria money, see this Ghana money, he have power, he even high pass Nigeria money.
Nigeria now at 65. Plenty things where they go well for this country.
Having no money no deal. Anybody will tell you say country better than life.
In this our work, we really need lights for us to be able to meet up with our appointments. Our clients, they are complaining because of light. So if it's possible, I beg, make it help us know they have lights. That is one of the things that we really need.
For many, frustration stems from the widening gap between the elites and the ordinary citizen. Hardship, they say, weighs heavily on the poor, while the political class lives in comfort. Yet, across these voices, there is a persistent appeal for people-centered policies and genuine reforms.
We ourselves, we are looking onto the leader. So when they don't sacrifice, what are you expecting with the masses to sacrifice?
Obodo Nigeria now, all from the grad school or the naga school, or won't have any job. So when you open a good child school, you put on a street, you are hustle, but only how you are, and the thing now affect everybody. So we are just suffering in this country. I want a government will keep no sacrifice. They are like raw industries. You understand? And they create job opportunities for people. I think this country will be a better place to live.
May I go talk say yes, corruption day. So if they can do anything for them to help us make corruption, maybe they reduce this corruption, because you know one thing we say, if things do okay, corruption no dey dey.
Things are very, very high. Please, our leaders, they should try and do something in order for poor people to survive, because we are suffering, like seriously. A message to our father, #1 citizen in Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, aka Emilokan. As he don't reach there, make you put us for mind, you. Make everything balance. Make them fear God. Make them fear God. I think the president is there when Buhari is entering grave there. He's there.
I wish Nigeria the very best, and I pray God will protect us all.
As Nigeria marks its 65th independence anniversary, citizens reflect on a country of vast potential and cultural triumphs, but also of pressing challenges from corruption to unemployment, healthcare gaps, and insecurity. While opinions differ, one common trait runs through the voices: the hope that with collective efforts and accountable leadership, Nigeria can move closer to the nation its founders envisioned. Daniel Obi, Aso Television News.
The federal government has expressed delight over the milestone achievement of First Green White Resources for organizing third edition of Nigeria's Pride Award ceremony and the awardees for their outstanding performance in contributing to awareness and prosperity of the country. Minister of Information and National Orientation Alhaji Muhammad Idris Magaji stated this while addressing awardees and participants during the Nigeria's award ceremony held in Abuja on Monday. Oluwapelumi Adeyemi tells us more. We apologize to bring you that report in our subsequent news bulletin. Moving on, as Nigerians celebrate its 65th independence anniversary, the National Orientation Agency has issued a call to action urging citizens to move beyond ceremonial celebrations and embrace a renewed sense of responsibility, patriotism, and value-driven citizenship. NOA Director General Malam Lanre Issa Onilu emphasized the importance of reflecting on what it means to be a Nigerian, drawing strength from the nation's diversity, resilience, and shared aspiration for unity, peace, and progress. He stressed that Nigeria's future depends not just on leaders, but on how every citizen upholds core national values such as discipline, integrity, self-reliance, and social justice. Issa Onilu urged Nigerians to deepen their commitment to nation building through civic responsibility, volunteerism, and active community participation. He noted that true patriotism is demonstrated not only through symbolic acts but also in daily conduct, by upholding national values, showing respect for national symbols, and adhering to the rule of law. The NOA Director General charged institutions of learning, faith-based organizations, traditional rulers, and civil society groups to lead community conversations around national identity, cultural preservation, and active citizenship in a democratic society. Issa Onilu reaffirmed the agency's commitment to sustained advocacy for civil values, public awareness on government programs, and national unity. He urged Nigerians to proudly reaffirm their allegiance to the nation and work collectively towards building a better Nigeria. Sequel to the earlier statement dated 5th of July 2025 on the expired visa initiative granted by the federal government of Nigeria, which allowed foreigners with expired immigration status to regularize their stay in the country without penalties, the Nigerian Immigration Service has notified the general public that the amnesty window officially closed at midnight on 30th September 2025. A statement issued by the Service Public Relations Officer, Assistant Controller of Immigration, Akinshola Akilabi, said that with the expiration of the amnesty period, effective 1st October 2025, enforcement actions will commence nationwide against foreign nationals who have overstayed their visas or violated their entry conditions. According to the statement, the enforcement exercise will target the following categories of foreigners: holders of expired visa on arrival, holders of expired single and multiple entry short visits or business visas, and individuals with expired comprehensive expatriate residence permits and automated cards. In addition, the NIS warned that foreign nationals found in violation of Nigeria's immigration laws shall be subjected to sanctions, including payment of overstay penalties, removal, and possible restriction from future entry into Nigeria. The service further highlighted that overstay penalties and entry restrictions are as follows: less than 3-month overstay, removal, payment of $15 per day, overstayed, or an option of a 2-year entry ban; 3 months to 1 year overstay, removal, payment of $15 per day, overstayed, or an option of a 5-year entry ban; 1 year and above, removal with a 10-year of permanent entry ban. The Nigerian Immigration Service reiterated its commitment to ensuring lawful migration, safeguarding national security, and promoting transparency and efficiency across all immigration process. The Center for Transparency and Integrity Watch has unveiled to the public its highly anticipated report, the Transparency and Integrity Index 2025. The comprehensive report evaluates the transparency and integrity of various ministries, departments, and agencies, provide valuable insight into their commitment to openness and accountability. Alex Dickes completes the report.
The Transparency and Integrity Index report highlighted significant progress made by some MDAs while identifying persistent challenges and areas for improvement. According to the index, some MDAs have made notable strides in enhancing transparency through implementation of robust anti-corruption measures and promoting accountability. Transparency and Integrity Index 2025 is based on a rigorous methodology that assesses various factors, including transparency in decision-making, access to information, and anti-corruption efforts. The report provides a detailed analysis of the strengths and weaknesses of each institution, offering actionable recommendations for improvement. In his address, Chairman, Bureau of Public Service, Dr. Arabi Ibrahim, highlighted areas of progress and stagnation. The index provides a valuable tool for promoting transparency and integrity. Dr. Arabi said the recommendations can inform policy reforms and institutional strengthening and capacity building initiatives to MDAs.
For promoting transparency, accountability, and integrity within our public institutions. Over the past 4 editions, the index has served not only as a tool for measuring institutional compliance with transparency standards, but also as a guide for reforms aimed at strengthening governance in Nigeria.
In his keynote presentation, the Executive Director of Center for Fiscal Transparency and Public Integrity, Dr. Umar Yakubu, said the aim of the index was to promote transparency and integrity through technical assistance, capacity building programs, and advocacy support to help institutions implement the report's recommendations and improve their transparency and integrity practices.
The objective of the Transparency and Integrity Index is geared towards assessing the openness and transparency of public institutions.
Some of the participants from different agencies bore out their mind on the unveiled Transparency and Integrity Index 2025.
Generally, I can say it's not a mass failure per se, because it is an indication that something is happening in the country and we need to encourage ourselves. So everybody will look at its performance and then go back to the drawing board.
Well, we will say it's progress in the making because some MDAs are actually improving, their scores. But if you have 517 MDAs where only about 10 to 15 are in the green zone, it doesn't speak well for the country. But why this session was very good is because now MDAs understand that this is for the benefit of the country, and if they improve, it will improve our own development principles, where we have to, if you proactive disclosure of certain types of information helps the country. It's not about all this OPC where you are hiding a lot of information, doesn't really help the country.
With the 2025 Integrity Index report unveiled to the public, out of 517 MDAs are called to embrace the various methodology in fulfilling the required information in the interest of transparency.
And in business now, the Nigerian Export Processing Zones has urged the American Business Council, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, the Africa-U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and other development partners to explore the unlimited business opportunities provided by the NEBZA. A statement signed by the head Corporate Communications Department of NEBZA, Dr. Martins Ode, showed that the Managing Director of NEBZA, Dr. Olufemi Ogunyemi, made a call in his lecture titled Free Zones and Industrial Competitiveness, Catalyzing Investment Through Regulatory Innovation at the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly in New York. Dr. Ogunyemi stated that the side event, themed Ease of Doing Business in Nigeria, a New Era of Economic Opportunities, was a vital space to match policy action with private capital. The NEBZA chief explained that Nigeria's free zones were not merely parcels of land, but practical business enclaves for industrial upgrading and platforms for credible, regional, scalable investment. He further reaffirmed readiness of NEBZA and its partners to supporting due diligence, providing regulatory clarity, and facilitating the needed structure for investors who were ready to move from dialogue to signed agreement and commitment. And that's the news, but before we go, a look at one of our major stories. President Bola Tinubu has assured Nigerians that the country is on the path of recovery as it marks 65 years of independence in his nationwide Independence Day broadcast. I am Tina Ojeachu. Many thanks for watching.